Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Over the Table's Random Reviews. Today is an exciting day. We are going to be walking through this product here. There are different versions. There's the kit that I'm going to link to you guys in the description, so that way you can do exactly what I've done in this video. And basically what this is a whole Starlight headliner kit that you can install into the headliner of your car and turn pretty much any car into a Starlight headliner. Now this kit is not that expensive when you think about it. The whole kit is about $100, but the amount of aesthetic amazingness that it adds to your car is just absolutely mind-blowing. I found this to be the best kit, this to be the best light box, and we're gonna walk you through this whole thing so you guys could do it at home, do it to your cars, and see how cool it is. So let's get started. Alright guys, now we are going to start with the unboxing of the package here. Now if you do get the kit, your package is going to come a little bit different than this because it's going to have the optical fiber strands. Now what I found to be the best is the 380 strands in 3 different sizes, because that's going to give you 3 different size lights and stars on your headliner, and I find that to be the best look, the most natural, the most amazing look, because then you've got some variation in your star sizes, and that's always a good thing. Now you can see the box comes here protected in some foam. We just open that up. Now again, all I have here is the box, the little mod box for the lights, because I've already done the kit with the, with the optical fibers. I've already done that process. We're gonna walk you through it. So you're gonna end up with a big old bundle of strands. I would definitely get the 3-meter long strands, because then you're gonna be able to reach to all the spots on your headliner. But let's talk about this little mod. So what this is it takes power from your vehicle, which you can plug straight into the little car port on there for you for the 12-volt power, and that's going to convert that power into powering up these lights. It also comes with this little adapter here, which will hold your strands nice and steady inside of here. So essentially you're going to put this through your strands and then screw it on. I'm going to show you how my setup looks later on, so you can really get a good idea of how that works. You're also going to get some instructions here on how everything goes together, how the remote works. I've already pretty much understood all of this, so you can see basically you're going to be putting holes in your headliner, then feeding these things through, gluing them in place, and then trimming them down. So let's go ahead and take out our controller. This is an RF controller, which is radio frequency. It is much better than an infrared controller because radio frequency travels further than infrared. You don't have to be pointing directly at the box, which is great for something like this. You keep the controller up at the driver's seat or in your dash, wherever you want to keep it, and then you can control the box from the back of your vehicle. Alright, so once you get your battery compartment open, you can see it does not come with a battery already pre-installed, so we're going to have to grab one. It is a standard watch battery. I think it's the C2025, something along those lines. We've got plenty of RGB remotes that we can work with, so we know how that's going to go. Let's go ahead and throw one of those in. Alright, so all you have to do is make sure you put this battery in the correct way. It really only slides in there and fits in there one way. And we're going to pop that in the remote. You always want to make sure you put it in the correct orientation, and it'll snap right in place. It tells you where the release should be. So let's look at the remote here. You can see you've got different brightness settings, which will also adjust your transition speed. We've got all sorts of different colors, some customizable colors you can make by combining red, green, and blue, different types of fade and transition options, and different motor speeds, which is good because this thing is actually a twinkling version, so the lights will twinkle, giving you a much more realistic feel and look to these Starlight headliner lights, which is definitely going to make a big difference, so that way they're not all static colors. This box body is made of some type of really strong aluminum. It's well built, feels really strong for sure. It's screwed into place. Everything looks pretty darn good. Let's get into what you need to do to set this thing up for your car. Alright guys, so this is what you're going to get in your kit. You see that you've got the strands here, and then you've also got the LED box. This is what you'd get in the kit. And so basically what I've done is I had to redo my whole headliner because I wanted a headliner that was darker. So I went with a black headliner. This works best with the LEDs. If you already have a headliner that you like, then you don't need to do this. You can see I'm scraping off the old glue and foam to prepare to add my new headliner. It's kind of a tedious process, takes a while, a lot of scrubbing, definitely a lot of scrubbing. But once you do it enough, you see you can get a nice clean look. And that is ready for a new headliner to be glued on. As you can see, you glue it on pretty much half at a time, in case you're not familiar with that process. And then once you're done, it'll look something like this, which I love this background. It'll be perfect for the Starlights to be installed. Now what you need to do is you're going to have to drill some holes in the back or poke some holes in the back so that way you can stick these lines through. You can see that I've gotten through about half of it. You can see they're all sticking out the bottom. I left a couple inches, about 4, 5, 6 inches of length to go through. This is why you want the longer length of the actual optical fibers, because then you're going to be able to reach every end of your headliner. As you can see, there's a lot of stretching that's got to go on. I would definitely base your spot off of where you're going to lead it down into your car. And sometimes you're going to have foam on the back, which will make it difficult. You just have to remove that and get that to work. But once you're done, you'll see, even with it on, it's kind of crazy down there. And that's how you're going to want to install it. And you want to glue these things in place. Alright guys, so we ventured to the back of my car here. As you can see, we've got our headliner all up in there. Everything looks really good. Now, what I did in my case, what might be different for you in your case, is I ran the strands down the column here and then ran them all the way down over here. Then I drilled a hole right into the side panel here because there was nothing over there that would get damaged by doing so. And then I ran my strands, you could see all 380 right down there, which is perfect. And I utilized that little piece to screw it on right there, so that way everything fits perfectly. And then I'll just screw on this extra little metal piece here. And what that's going to do, guys, is it's going to keep all the strands nice and tidy in one place, so that way when you install your box, everything's going to be lined up and the lights are going to hit your strands perfectly. I ran this little cord here, this spare cord that I have, which is a 12-volt cord, and then I ran it through there, made another hole, and hardwired it into where this power is coming from, so that way I could have constant power. So let's go ahead and set this thing up. Alright guys, this thing is real easy and real plug and play. Essentially, you just plug your power in, and then you'll instantly see that it's turning on. Then we'll slide it in there, and then we'll go ahead and turn it off for now. The lights are still on, and I'm trying to turn it off with the remote, but nothing's happening. Alright guys, I figured out what was wrong. The remote just didn't have a good battery in it. You can see I've tried a few different batteries, but now you could see that it turns on and off with the remote. And I'll show you guys more about it later when we go in the dark, so you can see what's really going on. It's going to get really cool, so stay tuned. Alright guys, it's finally dark outside, so let's go out there and check out the lights. Alright guys, it is a little rainy out here because it's Florida in the summer. So what I'm going to do now is turn off the little dome lights I have in the car. That'll make it that extra bit darker. So now let's go ahead and check out the lights. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. Let's do it. The maiden voyage. Oh my goodness. Guys, just look at the intensity of these lights. Right now I've got it on the fade option, which is good. Makes it pretty nice. But oh my goodness. So just to give you guys an idea of the perspective of the non-twinkling lights, I'm going to turn off the motor and you'll see what it looks like. You can see they're not twinkling, they're not as lifelike, they're not as realistic, I would say. I mean, it's still a cool look, but that twinkling makes all the difference. When you turn that twinkling on, like just look at it. Now this goes along the entire headliner of the car. It's absolutely insane. Of course, you can set it to specific colors like red, green, blue. You can even go yellow, kind of like a turquoise or a light blue, and even purple, which I think is actually a really nice look, nice and classy. Now, as far as the white goes, you've got two different whites. You've got this white, which is pure white, uses a separate LED light that is just white. And the other white is a combination of colors. It's brighter, and it's the combination of red, green, and blue. So you could see some strands are getting more green, some strands are getting more blue, but they're all kind of a light tone. This is definitely the brightest setting, but you can turn down the brightness, as I'm doing right now. You could see that it can get real dim, or even real bright, which is pretty fancy. We'll go through some of the little transition options here. So this is the first one. Just kind of switches between red, green, and blue. That's the default setting that it starts on. Then we'll go to this one, which goes red, green, blue, then it goes to the yellow and the other colors, then back to white. So you're getting more color range if you like that harsh transition of color. Then you've got this option here, which is a fade option. I believe it's the Fade 3. And I do like this fade option. I love fade options with LEDs, especially for something like this. It's really nice. It's not the smoothest, I wouldn't say, but the next one, which is what we'll turn on now, is definitely the smoothest of the LED transitions, and it is pretty freaking cool. Now the motor does have different speed settings for the flickering or the twinkling of the lights. I'll go to 1. As you can see, it is twinkling, just at a nice slow pace. 2, twinkling, but at a little bit of a faster pace. 3, usually where I like to keep it on. It's a good pace, keeps everything moving and keeps it looking really nice. And 4 is just absolutely insane, because it's just twinkling everything all at one time. It's actually pretty crazy. So we're gonna go back to 3, because that's what I like to keep it on. You can set custom colors. Like if I were to turn on the DIY and then give it some red, you could see that it'll add some red. If I wanted to add some green to it, it does red and green. So if I just wanted like some red and green, you can see that got pretty orange. You can make custom colors. We'll add some blue in there, see what that does. You can see that gives like a nice multicolor effect there. Again, I really love that Fade 7 option. Just so you guys can get a closer look at what's going on here in the colors. It's pretty insane, I'm not gonna lie. It is pretty darn insane. The fact that this was not that expensive, but it's this cool, it's just mind-boggling to me, because it is really insane. Makes your car look that much nicer. Right here you can see where the optical fibers are traveling up. They're going around here up through the trim of the car. Clearly this is going to be different through different cars, but it goes right up to the top and then right into the headliner. It's just absolutely insane how nice this is, and it's just so cool. The fact that you can do this to any car with any kind of headliner, And it's that easy. It's really not that hard of a process. It just works really nice. I found this to be the best product for it, the best bundle with the strands and the best LED box. It works really, really nice. If you see a red LED up there, that's because that's for my light bar. But just look at the colors in the lights, like the red, nice deep red. One of my favorite settings though is the pure white, and then if you lower the brightness on it, if you lower the brightness on the pure white, you're getting what honestly seems to be real stars. Like, it almost seems like real pure stars. If you bring the brightness up a little bit more, it's just crazy how nice this looks. I mean, yeah, it takes a good couple hours. It'll take about a day for you to be able to take your old headliner out, install this, and put a new one in. You could see it turns out really, really well. Of course, you got to trim these bad boys up to about flush with the headliner, if not have them stick out just a tiny bit. You'll never even see them in the light because they're basically invisible. They're clear strands of optical fibers. But this product is so cool. It's just insane how cool this is. Trust me, anyone who goes in your car and you've got this going on, they will be like extremely impressed. I've had many compliments on a setup like this, and it's so nice. It just adds that party type of look, that limo type of look to your vehicle. And who wouldn't want this? I mean, in all honesty, who wouldn't want to just pay $100 and have a setup like this? I have no idea. It's just, it boggles me that I've never seen a video about how to do something like this. So I made this for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. Definitely worth it. All right, guys, I hope this video has been useful to you if you're thinking about doing something like this to your car. Now, this isn't just limited to cars. You can do this with ceilings like home theaters and stuff like that. It's really a cool look, a cool design, and really not that difficult to do. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, click the subscribe button right down here. If you want to check out the last video I did, it'll be right up there. And if you want to check out the playlist with lots more reviews of stuff just like this, it'll be right up there. Have a great day, everybody, and don't get shot.